Okay, so now my time is 9:02 and you can see that the outside is pretty dark and the pool is actually closed. So Jack here, and this is my day number 6 of 6. Actually tomorrow is one more morning and then we are going to airport. So I'll call it, hey, this is day number 6 of 6 and Langkawi trip. So we have finished 2 days of Qimen in paradise. I don't know whether Dr. Yap will do one more here. I see there are so many efforts to be put in to run an event of let's say 350 people, and pretty amazing. So I just want to sum up a couple of points for those who have been following my channel, knowing what's going on in my Langkawi first time experience. And I'm happy to run this Facebook Live just to share with you, hey, what's going on here. Okay, so let me see what's going on. Comment will appear. Okay, good. Okay, anyway, let's start. So there are a couple of points about Qimen. So number 1, Qimen is a Chinese metaphysics tool. I mean, some of you should know by now. And is Qimen something like, don't know whether there's a structure, there's any theory behind, and whether there's something that can be proven. So a lot of times when you run Chinese metaphysics, and the fact is this is called Chinese metaphysics. So obviously, Chinese metaphysics, there is a foundational theory behind, there's history to back up, but when you talk about, hey, logically, does that make sense or not? This is what we call Qimen intuition. So if you trust your intuition to make that decision, things will happen your way. So for example, this afternoon, I was just sharing with my group of students in my Telegram chat. This afternoon, we play a game. So in order to play this game, the team, Dr. Joey Yap, picked 9 tables out of 35 to participate in this game. So our table is table 19, and interestingly, my wife was very excited about being picked. And yes, after 3 rounds, our table wasn't picked. And then come to the 4th round, almost there. And guess what happened on the 5th round? Like, this is why we call manifestation comes true, because yes, we were one of the 9 teams being picked to play that game. And funny thing is that at the table, all the fingers point at me and say, you become the representative. So yes, I stood out on stage together with 8 other students of this meeting to play the game. So I've been pushing away. Like my wife is saying that, yeah, we'll be paid. I say, come on, delusion thought, don't want to be paid. Funny thing is that her energy is higher than mine. And guess what happened? Our table was picked. And this is just a very interesting on-the-spot experience of Qimen manifestation. So man, I don't know whether you agree, whether you believe this or not, it just happened. And the other things I would like to say about Qimen is, well, Qimen, we actually spent like the last 2 days, we did a Qimen club meeting. We did a lot of Qimen forecasting experience. And because we were supposed to be in competition of reading Qimen chart to help hypothetical cases and real cases to solve the problems. And today, actually, we went into a practice session. So what happened is that in this room, there are people who are from Qimen Club, like myself. There are people who are non-Qimen Club members. So what happened is that Dr. Joey Yap said, okay, all Qimen Club members stand up. Why? Because you are supposed to help someone who is not from the member, who is not Qimen Club member, to do a forecasting. Guess what? Nobody can escape. So yes, I happen to be sitting with someone who is not a member, and I did a forecasting. And the funny thing is that if I'm worried about whether I'm forecasting right or wrong, guess who am I focusing on? Well, you get it. It's actually myself. But here is the truth. I'm actually working with the client. So whose focus should I be on? Yes, you're right. It's actually my client. It's just that when you speak on the stage, when you're so focusing on about whether you get your contents right or not, whether your message is heard or not, who are you focusing on? Right? It's actually you, correct? So but you are speaking on stage, you're connecting with the audiences. So whose connection is more important? Is that yourself or is that mine? You know the answer. So what Dr. Joy Yap said in Qimen forecasting is very similar to us speaking on stage, sharing message with the audiences. When your focus is with your participants, when your focus is with the client, everything will make sense. And when I say everything, it is very hard for me to explain what is called everything makes sense. But the key point is this. The key point is that trust your intuition. Many times, like people who are analytical like myself, have to think so much and to figure out whether this makes sense, that makes sense or not. By the time when I've sorted all my so-called make sense approach, it's too late. Or whatever come up may not serve the client. So Qimen forecasting is very funny thing to do because all I need is just to follow 2 steps, 3 steps. And then based on my intuition to get the answer. So this time when I did my forecasting, I pull out the hourly chart as usual. And funny thing is this, I would say like 20% of what I did this afternoon is really a Qimen technique. Yes, I do have to know certain things about Qimen. Most importantly, 80% of what I'm doing is a very simple outcome clarification. So when the questions asked, so my client actually asked, well, I've got an interview. I applied for the job already. I've got an interview, applied for a job, but I don't know whether I'll get the interview, I'll get the job or not. So I pulled out the chart. All I said was that, first of all, you have done your interview. And what have you been doing after the interview? So she said, well, I've been waiting. It's like, even though you don't have a Qimen chart, you do know you can't just wait. No matter what, would you like in my client situation, would you actually talk to the interviewing company and ask whether you take me or not? I need to close the loop. I need to know whether you hire me or not. So rather than me thinking of, hey, you know, whether I'm not so concerned, I'm not so certain whether the company will hire me or not. Well, why don't you just open your mouth and ask? Very simple. Like, you don't need a Qimen chart to tell you. Maybe the question is this. Maybe the question is that if I ask, will I get it or not? Maybe this is a better question. So what I did was actually doing quite a lot of outcome clarification to identify what exactly is the issue. And then I look at the asker box, I look at the outcome box, I see the asker box is actually countering the focus box. So that means it's possible, but a bit harder. And I do see certain stars, certain doors who are telling me that, hey, you know, you got to be bold, you got to be really gung-ho to take action by opening your mouth and ask. And then the client said, wow, yeah, that's true. So I asked, have you actually asked the interviewing company whether your interview is a successful thing or successful case or not? And guess what? Yeah, I haven't asked. I say exactly what the chart says, exactly what my logic says too. Go and ask. Be bold, be brave. So after the question was answered, I asked, like from the appearance, from your look, it appears to me that you are pretty quiet. It appears to me that you are very kind. You are a nice person. He said, yeah, how do you know? Well, I can sense the energy. Very obvious for me. And then I said, well, you know, sometimes you do know that you have to be firm. You do have to be a bit more expressive to find out what's going on. And she said, yeah, I think I need that. Okay, it's not about what you think you need. So sometimes you got to do it. And then she followed up by asking a question. So what if I cannot get this job? And what if I don't like my current job? Can I start a business or not? So then I just basically look at the chart again and said to her, well, you know what? You can actually start again. Like, the fact that you are here learning Chinese metaphysics could well be a hint from the universe saying that maybe you can build a side gig. Something that I heard from Dr. Joy Yap since January. Like in period 9, building a side gig. Chinese metaphysics actually is one of the things you can do and you should do in period 9. Spiritual development, personal development, all these are period 9 compliance activities. And you know what? The key thing is not either or some would say either or. It's not about either I do a business or I continue my job. Because what Dr. Joy Yap said back in January, He said that, well, the fact that you can treat this Chinese metaphysics as a side gig means that you can do your job and the side gig at the same time. I'm just repeating what Dr. Joey Yap said a few months ago to her. And then, you know what? She said, wow, I'm not aware of this. Yeah, exactly. Because common sense approach says that if you cannot build a side gig, and then you want the side gig to replace your current job, unless your side gig can generate the amount of income more than what you earn from your job. That's why it's called side gig. That's why it is like helping you like chiming in some additional income, but it's not your main source of income. So until you have proven yourself that the side gig becomes your main occupation, becomes the main stream of revenue, this is called side gig for a reason. And the client said, okay, I will consider. I say, no, consider. Build the side gig now. Because if not now, then when? If not this one, then are you looking for something else? As if you know that starting a business is important, and if you already found a topic, you have started a business long time ago. So you see, this is what I mean by business coaching. This is something that as a coach, very simple, use your intuition, use your experience, use your prior experience working with clients. The 80% thing actually come from my life experiences in working with many clients in the past. So it's not hard at all, right? So my experience of forecasting, although I have not officially attended any forecasting class, I know that the upcoming Qimen forecasting class is going to be held in Singapore in August. So 3 months down the road, I will attend my first and formal official forecasting class. Well, what I'm saying is that these few days, what I learned personally is the hardcore on the job training forecasting. I don't know everything. Obviously, no one knows everything because it is like the onion. Qimen is like 八字 is an onion. So if you continue the peeling of the onion, you will see layers and layers of interesting things. So I'm only like 4 months in my Qimen career, in my 八字 career. So guess what? I know what I know. I also don't know what I don't know. So what I did was purely based on my minimal knowledge in Qimen, do forecasting with finesse. Trust myself that whatever come out from my mouth makes sense. Trust myself that as long as I'm serving my client, transforming, in this case, her life, I'm doing my part. The universe will support me through the Qimen chart. I can't really say this when I haven't done any single Qimen work. After this weekend, when I truly tell you that I've done Qimen forecasting, I think I'm qualified to say to everyone who is watching this Facebook Live, or wherever you're watching this from, that so purely is about trusting yourself, the intuition. Now I'm qualified to say that. And you may say, wow, how can I learn this? Well, it's not a question of how can you learn this. It's a question of whether you want to learn this. We have got speakers who are sharing with us. They're actually very young guys sharing with us how they use Qimen. One talk about how to use Qimen to spot exam question in the university. Another one actually talk about how he used Qimen to get approval from Singapore government on his Singapore citizenship application. And you do know that Singapore citizenship is very hard to get nowadays. Funny thing is that he used Qimen forecasting and strategic execution. 5 days down the road, he got in principle approval from Singapore government. I think the room's 300 people, 550 people were shocked. Shocked in the sense that, wow, it's like a very simple English, like that also can. Wow, like that also can use Qimen. So basically what I'm saying to all of you is that if you're watching this Facebook Live, it is the reason I believe that you're watching it. It might be a connection from my message to you that this Qimen can be something that you can explore. So if you are interested in finding out what's more about Qimen, I'm going to put a link below, Telegram chat. So feel free to join my Telegram chat where I'm sharing with you 八字 Qimen 的易经 the things that I'm working on right now. And if you do have any questions, if you have any things about Chinese metaphysics, you're not so sure, and if you trust that I'm able to help you answer those questions, just come to my Telegram chat, ask questions. Or if you don't have anything to ask, come in, because I do regularly feed the Telegram chat with posts, with insights, with story from myself and from my people around me, so that you do know, hey, this thing is not just a woo thing. Period 9 is already chaotic. And I don't know whether you agree with me on this again. So yesterday I think 2 days ago I did a Facebook Live. I talked about starting from 2025, the world is getting very chaotic. There's war, Donald Trump is in the office, and the first few months is like totally chaotic. And if you are still thinking about, wow, I hope that the second half of the year, which will start really like 2 days later it will be 1st of July. And the fact is this, hey, I hope that the second half of the year will be better. This is your hope. I said in the Facebook Live before, if you hope that it's not going to be like this in the first half, I'm sorry to say it's getting worse. It is going to get worse. Chances are, second half of the year is more chaotic. Chances are 2026 and 2027 are even more chaotic. You will have a moment of breath only in 2028. So this second half of the year, you've got to really seriously ask yourself what you are planning to do so that you can thrive, not survive, you can thrive in the next 2 years. So in period 9, things get fast. So if you are a business owner, how can you leverage Chinese metaphysics tools such as Qimen and Bazi to help to support you? Like if you have to negotiate a big deal, what if you can use Qimen strategic execution to plan of the direction in preparing for a big deal, work on your manifestation and do something about it, so that when you sign the deal, it is very easy, very convenient. What if you are already sick and tired with your job and you want to start something, a side gig, a business? Use Qimen forecasting to help you to find out whether it is good deal to actually start a business or a side gig. And of course, you can use Qimen strategic execution to find the time to do it, or to find a direction and timing to do it. If you say, wow, you know what, I just want to have more time spent with my family, fine, it's a family issue. So you can actually pull out the chart and ask proper question to get clarity in relation to your relationship with your family. There's so many applications that you can use, whether it's personal, family, relationship, career, health. Another big one, health. So if you are very tired in the first half of the year, you want to ask like, what will be my health like in the second half of the year? Or if I'm already having some symptom of diseases or illness, you want to pull out the chart and find out, is there something you can cure? Or is there alternative medication to help you to overcome that kind of health condition? Again, you pull out the Qimen chart. Qimen chart can help you. There's so many applications beyond what I can share with you on the Facebook Live about how you can leverage Chinese metaphysics tools such as Qi Men Dun Jia to help you. Okay? So period 9, once again, is very fierce, chaotic, fast. It's all about automation. It's all about technology. So if you're scared or afraid of facing the fear of technology coming to you, you don't know how to prepare for it. Again, just know that you don't need to know everything, but just have some insights about what's coming up on the technology world, on the AI world. Is already putting yourself in a preparation mode. Okay? So once again, this sum up my experience, my learning in this Langkawi trip. Have I regretted from coming? Not really. I actually make quite a lot of new friends. I actually got to know the coaches, the crew members of the team JY, and it's pretty fun to speak to them, get to know them. I mean, this community is cool because I have met different people from different countries, all walks of life. They're coming with only one goal, to better themselves in handling Qi Men Dun Jia. So if you're watching this Facebook Live wondering whether you can be part of the Qimen Club, part of this community, well, feel free to message me or ask the question in my Telegram chat. Once again, I'll put the link down so that you can join my Telegram chat and ask me questions. If you have any concerns about being, are we in a cult or are we in the community that is going to like sell me very hard on certain things, well, come with all these questions. I'm happy to share with you my experience. All right. So I know that you're watching this Facebook Live for a reason, but I don't know exactly what it is. So it's for you to figure this out, for you to know that, hey, in period 9, you got to do something for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for people working with you in your business, which whoever you are, you know that the world needs you to step up to lead. Okay? So with that, thank you for watching. This will be my last Facebook Live here in Langkawi. By the way, I've already done 2. So what is next? So tomorrow I'll go back to Singapore. And the next Facebook Live hopefully will be sometimes in mid-July when I'm going to Sintermenis. Sintermenis is 2 hours from Kuala Lumpur. I'll be doing a corporate retreat there with 63 people. And basically is to find out their team spirit, find out their teamwork. I'll share with you more when I'm there. Right now it's all my anticipation. I don't know what's going to happen. So cool. So thank you for watching this Facebook Live. And if you have any questions, once again, I'm going to send you my link below to join my Telegram chat about Chinese metaphysics, 奇门遁甲, 八字, I Ching. I'm happy to answer. Alright, so with that, sign off here now from Langkawi, Jack Wang here. Have an awesome night tonight, and I'll see you on my next Facebook Live. Bye bye.